Hello, hey, welcome to Tyler with the K. I am a little under the weather, so that's why my voice sounds like this, but anyway, I am a procrastinator. And due to that procrastinating, this is becoming a reading vlog, but not really a vlog. I don't even know if it could be considered a vlog, but basically I'm just going to be reading a book really quickly because it is due on Libby, the audiobook of it, in 2 days, so I have to finish in 2 days. And that book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I recently read my first and only thus far Taylor Jenkins Reid book, which was Daisy Jones and the Six, and I really loved that. I watched the TV show, made videos for that, so check those all out. But yeah, my expectations are high for this. I hope it doesn't disappoint. I know both of them are highly praised, highly liked, and yeah, I'm gonna be reading this. I'm gonna hopefully finish it actually today. Um, but yeah, I hope I enjoy it, and I'll be back when I want to be back. I don't know if there are like parts or anything. I haven't even opened this book until right now. Um, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, I'm back already, and I have to say, I didn't finish it yet, so don't get your hopes up, but I did kind of finish a part, for lack of a better term. I don't really know if they're technically parts, but I got to the part of the book where it says poor Ernie Diaz, and I'm going to consider that a new part. Similar, I guess, to Daisy Jones and the Six. The different sections of the book were divided by, like, time period, like the years, I think, or like phases in the band's success. So yeah, just gonna talk about the first parts. It's interesting. Not much has happened. We're introduced to our narrator named Monique. I guess I was expecting it to have the same format of Daisy Jones and the Six, which is like an interview format, only dialogue. But this is actually like, yeah, it's in the perspective of Monique, who is a newspaper writer, and Evelyn Hugo calls her out and requests her specifically to originally do a cover story for her newspaper, but then she finds out that Evelyn Hugo actually wants her to write a biography about Evelyn Hugo's life, that she should publish after Evelyn Hugo passes away, and she, the writer of it, should gain or get all the money from the book. Like, it's kind of interesting. My hypothesis right now is that Evelyn Hugo somehow knows Monique. Maybe she's like her daughter or granddaughter or something. It's pretty good so far. I like that Evelyn Hugo is not white. She is Cuban, and I know there is a Netflix adaptation coming, and I hope that the actress that is eventually chosen is Cuban as well, or at least like Hispanic. Let's really hope so. I know that I think Rita Moreno was in the mouths for like a potential star, which would be cool. It's pretty interesting so far. The writing is just as interesting. It's definitely different than Daisy Jones and the Six. However, way more narrative. We have this like B plot of the Monique having her own life, like before Evelyn Hugo, which is different again. Excuse me, sorry. To Daisy Jones and the Six. She recently broke up with her, I guess, divorced with her ex-husband, somebody named David, and we barely know anything about their relationship thus far. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm just getting into it. I am 10% or 11% through. Honestly, I may be able to finish it today or like early tomorrow. I took a nap because I was tired and sick, so usually when that happens, I'm able to like sleep a little later once I wake up. Or I mean, stay up a little later once I wake up. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe I'll finish this in a day. I only have 2 days with the audiobook. I'm really still interested in eventually listening to the audiobook for Daisy Jones and the Six, because I know that's specifically very good. This audiobook is like, it's fine, but like I don't think it would be as good as Daisy Jones and the Six. Going back to that like interview formats at the most basic level, I think would make for like a better audio experience, kind of like a podcast. There are interesting lines, just as Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know as much about Evelyn Hugo at this point as I eventually did with Daisy Jones and the Six. I guess I'm not as intrigued as I was at the very beginning of Daisy Jones and the Six. Yeah, when I was like this far into Daisy Jones and the Six, if that makes sense. music standpoint, because I'm a musician and this has nothing to do with music, but this book was actually written first. Let's see if she developed as an author, or maybe both of them are just really good. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe at the end of this video I'll reveal my favorite one, this or Daisy Jones the Six, but right now it's Soaking Daisy Jones the Six. But yeah, I am excited to continue reading. I have to do some homework and then I'll just go back on it. And I'll be back once I learn about poor Ernie Diaz. Yeah. Okay, so it is 2 days later, and my voice still hurts, and I finished it. Yeah, I finished Evelyn and Hugo. Me running out of time to read the audiobook definitely motivated me. When I started this, I had 3 days left with it, and I didn't know exactly what time of day the audiobook would be automatically returned today, so I just read it really quick in fear of that. And yeah, I finished it, and I'm going to talk about it. Okay. First off, I can't help but always compare it to Daisy Jones the Six, and honestly I feel like in this one, Evelyn as a character is less formed than Daisy Jones, in the sense that we don't get to spend a lot of time with her before or after she meets a person that she falls in love with or a person that she marries. I'm more interested in a character by themselves than their romantic partners, and I feel like it primarily focuses on the romantic partners. The title of the book is literally The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It actually mentioned that at the end. I'll just read it. I said, "Doesn't it bother you that your husbands have become such a headline story, so often mentioned that they have nearly eclipsed your work and yourself? That all anyone talks about when they talk about are the seven husbands of Evelyn Hugo?" And her answer was quintessential Evelyn. "No," she told me, "because they are just husbands. I am Evelyn Hugo. And anyway, I think once people know the truth, they'll be much more interested in my wife." Yeah, spoilers in this book. Spoilers for sure. I mean, in this video. I should invest in making non-spoiler videos as well. That's just a thought. It was a bit of a letdown in terms of how much the story hit me compared to Daisy Jones the Sixth. I mean, I finished Daisy Jones in 2 days. I finished this in 3. It's literally not that much of a difference, but yeah, it focuses a lot on romance, which I am not that big of a fan of. So that definitely maybe is a reason why I didn't like it as much, but it is still pretty good. All the characters I feel like are fleshed out, which is good. Evelyn, similar to Daisy, I feel like is a person that just wants to be the name on everybody's tongues, kind of. And I know that sounds like she's being selfish or something, or self-absorbed, but I think just because of their neglect and how neglected they were as children, I feel like when they got into the real world, for lack of a better term, they did not everything they could, but they did what they could in order to get the attention that they wanted when they were younger. I have to give it to her. Evelyn is very smart. I feel like all of her actions are calculated, which is maybe a bad or a good thing. Maybe a little bit of both. And it was interesting to see how she impacted other people's lives. I guess from the beginning, when Monique asked, "Who's your love?" I knew it was going to be, I had heard that Evelyn was bisexual, and I knew that, or my guess was, that the person that was her true love wouldn't be one of the people that she was married to. Yeah, I think maybe another reason why I'm not as attached to this book compared to Daisy Jones the Six is just, this has to do a lot with Hollywood, while Daisy Jones the Six has a lot to do with music. I'm a bit interested in Hollywood, but I'm not invested into it. I would say that I am invested into music, so yeah, I guess you're definitely going to enjoy a book if you can relate to it, or if a part of it interests you a lot. So that's normal and that's fine. Compared to Daisy Jones the Six, this lacks some complexion behind the characters. There aren't as many lines that I really like. And I don't have really a favorite character or anything. I guess I don't really have one of Daisy Jones either, but like, I have stronger opinions about the characters. And compared to this, where, like, I know them, but I'm not, like, extremely interested in them. I had guessed that Monique would have some connection to Evelyn's story, and that's why Evelyn sought her out. And I was right. Not in the way that I expected, but I was right. It turns out that Evelyn's best friend and husband, named Harry, was having an affair with Monique's father. And Harry and Monique's father died in the same car accident, and Evelyn pinned the accidents on Monique's father when it was actually Harry's fault. I wouldn't say that she has a type of writing, Taylor, but like the two books that I have read of hers both have to do with a female growing up in the spotlight, or not growing up, but in the spotlights, and the person that's interviewing them has some connection with them. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to minimize the work, because it's pretty good work. I mean, in order to finish a book in 3 days, it has to be interesting. In this book, Taylor Jenkins Reid, the narrator, at least at the beginning of the book, is Monique, who is African American, and Evelyn is Cuban American, and Taylor Jenkins Reid is, I don't know, but I know she's not either of those, and, like, I guess the notion of taking stories of minorities, I mean, obviously these are fictional stories, but, like, writing books with minorities in the lead without being part of that minority, like, I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but it's kind of, like, interesting. Like, imagine if a white man or a white person wrote a book about a black person moving on after, I don't know, getting profiled or something. Like, it wouldn't really necessarily rub me the right way, as in it would rub me the wrong way. I don't think she, like, assumes anything or anything, and I don't think it's noticeable, if that makes sense. And she's a storyteller, and she's an author, so, like, she can write about whatever she wants, I guess, at the end of the day. I felt sad for Evelyn. I did feel sad for Evelyn. At the end of her life, she's essentially, like, alone. Every single person that she's cared about is gone, which is really sad. Harry, her friend, Celia, the person that she loved, her daughter, Connor. I feel like I don't know Evelyn as a character outside of her love for Celia, or her love, or her, like, attraction or something to other people. And I guess that's the biggest bummer about this book. Maybe I wanted this book to be longer and to have more time with Evelyn just by herself before she started getting married. Yeah. And then the ending about Evelyn allegedly, what is it, the kids are calling it, unaliving herself at the end. And that was pretty sad too. But I guess I understand why she did it. She wanted to be in control of something in her life. Kind of reminds me of A Man Called Hugo, which I actually read last summer. It was one of the first books that I read last summer. And why that's potentially interesting to you is that we are getting close to summer, which I'm hopefully going to be able to read, like, way more books. But in that book, yeah. At the very beginning, Uva is planning on unaliving himself, and we go through the whole entire book with that, like, in the back of his mind, more or less. I wouldn't spoil A Man Called Uva for you, never mind. Yeah. I heard there's a Netflix got the rights for a movie of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is cool. That'd be kind of cooler if it was actually a TV show, because I feel like each episode could be about a husband. That'd be interesting, but I guess not. I know that Rita Moreno is in the works, or in the talks, to play Evelyn, I think. I heard about Camila Cabello, Jessica Chastain playing Celia St. James. Yeah, I'll definitely make a video for that if that comes out, like, anytime remotely soon, because I know these take a while, and if they haven't even, like, announced the casting. Daisy Jones the Sixth, I feel like the casting was released, like, 2 years back, or a year before that, so it's going to take a while, but if I'm still doing YouTube at that time, I'll probably make a video. because I know it'll be popular. And I'm all about chasing popularity, like Evelyn. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I just want to continue watching Catching Fire the movie. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna stop this. Thank you for watching. Yeah. Taylor, I have to Miss Taylor. Sorry, so rude. Miss Taylor, I'm gonna have to say that Daisy Jones and the Sex takes the cake over this one, but I know you have lots of other books. The one that's coming to mind right now is Malibu Rising, so maybe I'll read that next. But yeah, there's no doubt that it's a good book, just not the book for me, I guess. Yeah, and that's my review of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if that remotely interests you. And I will see you around. I'm really excited for summer. We're going to read way more. I'll probably even make a video at the very beginning of summer. These are all the books I want to read because, like, I think the best course of action is to plan. Because, like, if I don't have a plan, I'm just going to be spontaneously reading all sorts of books, and the summer is going to get away from me, so, yeah.